Every cruel word, every rejection, every time someone tries to tear you down, if it all hurts you and destroys your day, you're giving your power away to people who don't deserve it. The truth is, the strongest people don't face fewer attacks. They've just learned how to become unbreakable. Imagine walking through life where nothing can hurt you. No more losing sleep over what people said. No more letting others control your emotions. Just complete inner strength. In the next few minutes, I'll teach you how to build protection around your mind, so powerful that insults can't hurt you, criticism can't break you, and drama can't reach you. Because once you master this skill, nobody and nothing will ever be able to take away your peace again. Part 1. The power of inner strength. Every day, people say things that hurt us. Life throws problems our way. Others try to bring us down. But what if none of this could touch you? What if you became so strong inside that nothing anyone said or did could shake you? This is not about becoming cold or mean. This is about building a wall around your heart and mind that only lets good things in. Think of it like a castle with strong walls. The king inside is safe no matter what happens outside. Most people live like houses with no doors. Everything gets in, good and bad. When someone says something mean, it hurts them. When things go wrong, they fall apart. When others are angry, they become angry too. They give their power away to everyone around them. But you can be different. You can learn to keep your peace no matter what storm is raging outside. This skill will change your whole life. People will wonder how you stay so calm. They will ask why nothing seems to bother you. They will want to know your secret. The secret is simple but not easy. You must train your mind like you train your body. Every day, you must practice staying strong inside. When someone tries to upset you, you choose not to let them. When life gets hard, you choose to stay steady. When others panic, you choose to remain calm. This takes time to learn. You will not master it in one day, but each time you practice, you get stronger. Each time you choose peace over anger, you build your inner castle higher. Each time you stay calm when others lose control, you become more powerful. Think about the strongest people you know. They do not shout or fight or complain all the time. They move through life with quiet power. They handle problems without falling apart. They face challenges without losing hope. This is what you can become. The world will always have noise and chaos. People will always have opinions about your life. Bad things will happen sometimes. But none of this has to control how you feel inside. You can learn to stand in the center of any storm and feel completely at peace. This is not magic. This is mental training. Just like your body gets stronger when you exercise, your mind gets stronger when you practice these skills. The goal is to become so solid inside that nothing outside can move you. When you master this, your life will transform. You will make better choices because you think clearly. You will have better relationships because you do not react to every small thing. You will achieve your goals because setbacks do not stop you. You will become the person you were meant to be. Starting today, you can begin building this strength. Every challenge is a chance to practice. Every difficult person is a teacher showing you how to stay calm. Every problem is training for your mind. Use everything that happens to become stronger, not weaker. Part 2. Understanding what controls your mind. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant, there will grow. If you plant flowers, you get beauty. If you plant weeds, you get ugliness. Most people do not choose what grows in their mental garden. They let anyone plant anything there. When someone insults you, they are trying to plant anger in your mind. When the news shows scary stories, it plants fear. When people complain around you, they plant sadness. If you accept everything that comes your way, your mental garden becomes a mess. But you have a choice. You can decide what thoughts to keep and what thoughts to throw away. You can choose which feelings to feed and which ones to starve. You can control what grows in your mind. This power belongs to you and only you. No one else can think your thoughts. No one else can feel your feelings. No one else can make your choices. This means you have complete control over your inner world, even when you cannot control the outer world. Most people do not know this. They think their feelings just happen to them. They believe they must react to everything around them. They feel like victims of their circumstances. But this is not true. Your reactions are always your choice. Think about two people who lose their jobs on the same day. One person gets angry and bitter. They blame everyone else. They spend their time complaining about how unfair life is. The other person stays calm. They use this time to learn new skills. They look for better opportunities. Both people faced the same event, but they chose different responses. The difference is mental control. The first person let the event control their mind. The second person controlled their mind despite the event. This is the most important skill you can learn in life. Your thoughts create your feelings. Your feelings influence your actions. Your actions determine your results. This means your thoughts are the starting point for everything in your life. When you control your thoughts, you control your destiny. But controlling your thoughts takes practice. Right now, your mind might feel like a wild horse that goes wherever it wants. Sometimes it races with worry. Sometimes it stops with sadness. Sometimes it kicks with anger. Your job is to become the rider who directs this horse. The first step is awareness. Start watching your thoughts like you watch a movie. Notice when negative thoughts come up. See how they make you feel. Observe how they want you to act. Do not judge these thoughts as good or bad. Just watch them. When you become aware of your thoughts, you create space between yourself and them. You realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the one who has thoughts. This changes everything. Once you know you are separate from your thoughts, you can choose which ones to follow. Remember, you are the gardener of your mind. You decide what to plant, what to water, and what to pull up. Take control of your mental garden and watch your whole life bloom. Part 3, the art of not reacting. Reaction is automatic. Response is chosen. Most people react to everything that happens to them. They get angry when someone cuts in line. They feel hurt when someone ignores them. They become worried when plans change. They give their power away with every reaction. But there is another way. You can learn to pause between what happens and how you respond. In that pause lies your freedom. In that moment of choice, you take back your power. Think of reaction like a knee that jerks when the doctor taps it. It happens without thinking, but response is like choosing which direction to walk. You think first, then you act. The space between the tap and the movement is where your strength lives. When someone says something mean to you, your first feeling might be anger. This is natural. But you do not have to act on that anger. You can feel it, understand it, and then choose what to do next. Maybe you walk away. Maybe you speak calmly. Maybe you do nothing at all. The choice is yours. This skill starts with small things. Practice not reacting when someone cuts in front of you in traffic. Practice staying calm when your food order is wrong. Practice keeping peace when others are rushing around you. These small moments train your mind for bigger challenges. The goal is not to become emotionless. The goal is to become thoughtful. You can still feel everything, but you choose how to express those feelings. You become like water that flows around rocks instead of crashing into them. People who master this skill seem magical to others. They stay calm in crisis. They think clearly under pressure. They make good decisions when others panic. People wonder how they do it. The secret is the pause. In the pause, you can ask yourself important questions. Will reacting help or hurt the situation? Will my response move me toward my goals or away from them? Is this worth my energy? What would my best self do right now? These questions help you respond from wisdom instead of emotion. They help you choose actions that serve your future instead of just releasing your feelings. They help you stay in control of your life. Every time you pause instead of react, you build strength. Every time you choose response over reaction, you become more powerful. Every time you stay calm when others lose control, you prove to yourself that you are in charge of your own mind. The world will always give you chances to practice this skill. Difficult people will test your patience. Unexpected problems will challenge your peace. Frustrating situations will try to steal your calm. Use every one of these as training. Remember, you cannot control what happens to you, but you can always control what happens next. In that control lies your freedom. In that choice lies your power. Master the art of not reacting, and nothing will be able to shake you again. Part 4. Building walls that protect your peace. Your inner peace is precious. It should be protected like a treasure. Most people leave their peace unguarded. Anyone can steal it with a harsh word or rude action. But you can build walls that keep your peace safe. These walls are not made of stone or wood. They are made of boundaries and choices. They are built with daily decisions about what you will and will not allow to affect you. Think of your peace like a calm lake. When someone throws a rock into it, the water becomes disturbed. Waves spread across the surface. But deep down, the water stays still. You can learn to be like that deep water, unmoved by surface disturbances. The first wall to build is the wall of selective listening. Not every word spoken to you deserves your attention. Some people speak from anger, fear, or jealousy. Their words carry their problems, not truth about you. You can choose to let these words bounce off you like rain off a roof. When someone criticizes you unfairly, you do not have to accept their criticism. When someone tries to make you feel bad about yourself, you do not have to feel bad. When someone shares their negative opinions about your life, you do not have to make their opinions your reality. The second wall is the wall of emotional distance. You can care about people without taking on their emotions. When your friend is angry, you do not have to become angry. When your family member is worried, you do not have to become worried. You can offer support without losing your own stability. This does not make you cold or uncaring. It makes you helpful. When you stay calm, you can actually help others better. When you maintain your peace, you become a source of strength for people who are struggling. You become the steady person others can lean on. The third wall is the wall of purposeful focus. When you know what matters most to you, it becomes easier to ignore what does not matter. If someone tries to distract you with drama, you remember your goals and stay focused. If life throws problems at you, you handle them without losing sight of where you are going. Building these walls takes time and practice. You will not get it perfect right away. Sometimes someone will say something that gets through your defenses. Sometimes a situation will disturb your peace. This is normal. The important thing is to rebuild your walls stronger each time. Every day, you can make your walls higher and stronger. Every time you choose not to take something personally, you add another brick. Every time you stay focused on what matters, you make your foundation more solid. Every time you refuse to let others steal your calm, you prove that your peace belongs to you. Strong walls do not keep you trapped inside. They keep harmful things from getting in while still allowing good things to enter. Love can still reach you. Joy can still find you. Beauty can still touch you. But negativity, drama, and other people's problems cannot disturb your inner calm. With strong walls protecting your peace, you become unshakable. You move through life with confidence and clarity. Problems do not overwhelm you because your peace stays intact. People cannot manipulate you because your emotions are under your control. Part 5, the secret of internal strength. True strength does not come from muscles or loud voices. It does not come from fighting or arguing. Real strength is quiet and deep. It lives inside you, where no one else can see it or touch it. This internal strength is like a fire that burns inside you. It never goes out no matter how hard the wind blows. It gives you warmth when the world is cold. It gives you light when everything seems dark. It gives you power when you feel weak. Most people look for strength in the wrong places. They think strength means never being afraid. But real strength is feeling afraid and acting anyway. They think strength means never getting hurt, but real strength is getting hurt and healing anyway. They think strength means never failing, but real strength is failing and trying again anyway. Internal strength grows through challenge, not comfort. Every time you face something difficult and do not give up, you become stronger. Every time you keep going when you want to quit, you build more power inside. Every time you choose to do what is right instead of what is easy, you add fuel to your inner fire. This strength cannot be taken from you. People can take your money, your possessions, even your freedom. But they cannot take your inner strength unless you give it away. And you never have to give it away. When you know you have this strength inside you, everything changes. You stop looking to others for approval because you approve of yourself. You stop fearing failure because you know you can handle whatever comes. You stop avoiding challenges because you know they make you stronger. This strength shows in how you carry yourself. You walk with confidence because you know who you are. You speak with certainty because you trust your own judgment. You face problems with courage because you believe in your ability to solve them. But internal strength is not about being perfect. It is about being resilient. When you make mistakes, you learn from them. When you fall down, you get back up. When you fail, you try again. This ability to bounce back is what makes you truly strong. The best part about internal strength is that it grows every time you use it. The more you rely on yourself, the more reliable you become. The more you trust your own power, the more powerful you become. The more you believe in yourself, the more believable your dreams become. You can start building this strength today. Every small act of courage adds to it. Every moment of persistence feeds it. Every choice to do right instead of easy strengthens it. You do not need permission from anyone to be strong. You do not need perfect conditions to start building power. Look inside yourself right now. The strength is already there, waiting to be discovered. It has been with you all along, through every challenge you have faced. Every time you survived something difficult, you proved you have this power. Every time you kept going when things got hard, you showed your inner fire burning bright. Trust this strength. Feed it with good choices. Exercise it with daily challenges. Protect it from those who would try to convince you that you are weak. Remember, you are stronger than you know, braver than you feel, and more capable than you imagine. Part 6, Learning to Filter What Affects You. Not everything that comes your way deserves to enter your mind and heart. You need to become like a filter that only lets clean water through. Most people have no filter at all. They let everything in, good and bad, helpful and harmful, true and false. But you can learn to sort through what reaches you. You can decide what thoughts to keep and what thoughts to throw away. You can choose which emotions to feel and which ones to ignore. This is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. Think about your mind like a house. Right now, you might leave all the doors and windows open. Anyone can walk in. Any weather can blow through. Any noise can disturb your peace, but you can learn to lock some doors and close some windows while still letting in fresh air and sunlight. The first filter is the truth filter. Ask yourself, is this actually true? Many things people say about you or your situation are not facts. They are opinions, fears, or judgments. When someone says you cannot achieve your dreams, that is their opinion, not reality. When someone says you are not good enough, that is their fear, not truth. The second filter is the helpful filter. Ask yourself, does this help me grow or hold me back? Some criticism can help you improve. Some advice can guide you to success. But some words are meant only to hurt or control you. Learn to separate helpful feedback from harmful attacks. The third filter is the relevance filter. Ask yourself, does this actually matter to my life? People will share all kinds of information with you. They will tell you about their problems, their opinions about others, their fears about the future. Most of this has nothing to do with your goals or your happiness. The fourth filter is the source filter. Ask yourself, who is saying this and why? Consider whether the person speaking has your best interests at heart. Consider whether they have knowledge about what they are discussing. Consider whether they are speaking from love or from their own pain. When you use these filters, you protect your mental and emotional energy. You stop wasting time on thoughts that do not serve you. You stop feeling upset about things that are not your responsibility. You stop carrying burdens that do not belong to you. This filtering process becomes automatic with practice. At first, you have to think about each filter deliberately. But eventually, your mind learns to sort information quickly. Good thoughts get through easily. Harmful thoughts get stopped at the door. People might notice that you seem less affected by drama and negativity. They might wonder why their complaints and worries do not seem to bother you. They might ask how you stay so positive and focused. The answer is that you have learned to choose what influences you. Remember, you cannot control what people say to you or what situations you face, but you can control what you do with that information. You can choose what to believe, what to feel, and how to respond. This choice is your superpower. Use your filters wisely. Let in love, encouragement, wisdom, and truth. Keep out hate, discouragement, lies, and negativity. Your mind and heart will thank you for protecting them. Your life will improve when you only allow helpful influences to shape your thoughts and feelings. Part 7. The power of emotional detachment. Emotions are like weather. They come and go. You do not have to build your house on shifting ground. You can learn to experience feelings without letting them control your life. This is called emotional detachment, and it is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Detachment does not mean not caring. It means caring without losing yourself. It means feeling without drowning. It means loving without becoming dependent. You can still have deep feelings while maintaining your inner stability. Think of emotions like clouds in the sky. They float across your awareness, but they do not change who you are underneath. Anger clouds might gather, but you remain the same sky. Sadness might rain down, but you are still the vast space that holds all weather. Most people become their emotions. When they feel angry, they think they are angry. When they feel sad, they believe they are sad. But you are not your emotions. You are the one who experiences emotions. This difference changes everything. When you understand this, you can watch your feelings instead of being controlled by them. You can notice anger without becoming aggressive. You can feel sadness without becoming depressed. You can experience fear without becoming paralyzed. This skill is especially important when dealing with other people. When someone is angry with you, you do not have to become angry back. When someone is trying to make you feel guilty, you do not have to feel guilty. When someone is panicking, you do not have to panic too. Emotional detachment gives you clear thinking. When you are not swept away by feelings, you can see situations more clearly. You can make better decisions. You can solve problems more effectively. You can respond instead of just reacting. Practice starts with small situations. The next time you feel annoyed by something minor, try watching the annoyance instead of acting on it. Notice how it feels in your body. See how it wants you to behave. Then choose whether to follow that impulse or do something different. As you practice, you will discover that emotions are temporary visitors, not permanent residents. They come to deliver a message, and then they want to leave. The message might be, pay attention to this, or something is not right here, or this matters to you. Once you get the message, you can let the emotion go. This does not make you cold or unfeeling. Actually, it makes you more capable of genuine love and compassion. When you are not overwhelmed by your own emotions, you have more energy to help others with theirs. When you are not controlled by feelings, you can choose responses that actually help instead of just expressing emotions. Emotional detachment also protects you from manipulation. Some people try to control others by stirring up their emotions. They create drama to get attention. They use guilt to get their way. They use fear to make you do what they want. But when you maintain emotional distance, these tactics do not work on you. Remember, you can feel deeply and still remain detached. You can care strongly and still stay centered. You can love completely and still maintain your independence. Emotions add color to your life, but they do not have to control the direction of your life. Master emotional detachment, and you master yourself. No one will be able to push your buttons because you will have disconnected the buttons that do not serve you. You will become unshakable in the face of any emotional storm. Part 8. Creating your own validation. Most people spend their lives trying to get approval from others. They dress to impress. They work to please. They speak to get agreement. They live their whole lives looking for someone else to tell them they are good enough. But this search never ends because external validation is never enough. The secret is learning to validate yourself. This means approving of your own efforts, celebrating your own progress, and believing in your own worth. When you can give yourself what you have been seeking from others, you become truly free. External validation is like borrowed money. It feels good when you get it, but you always have to pay it back, and the cost keeps getting higher. First, you change how you dress. Then you change what you say. Then you change what you believe. Eventually, you lose yourself trying to keep others happy. But internal validation is like money in the bank. It belongs to you. No one can take it away. No one can make you earn it over and over again. Once you learn to approve of yourself, that approval stays with you forever. This does not mean thinking you are perfect. It means accepting yourself as you are while working to become better. It means recognizing your efforts even when results are not perfect. It means celebrating small progress instead of waiting for big achievements. Start by noticing what you do well. Most people are experts at seeing their own flaws, but blind to their own strengths. Make a daily practice of acknowledging something you did right, even if it was small. Did you keep a promise to yourself? Did you help someone in need? Did you try something new? These things matter. Also, learn to speak to yourself like you would speak to a good friend. Most people have an inner critic that constantly points out mistakes and shortcomings. But you can replace that critical voice with an encouraging one. Instead of, "I am so stupid for making that mistake," try, "I am learning and growing from this experience." Self-validation also means trusting your own judgment. You know yourself better than anyone else does. You know your values, your dreams, your circumstances. Other people can offer advice, but you are the one who has to live with your choices. Trust yourself to make good decisions. This does not mean ignoring all feedback from others. It means filtering that feedback through your own understanding of what is right for you. Some advice will fit your situation and help you grow. Other advice will not apply to your life or goals. You get to choose what to accept and what to ignore. When you stop needing approval from others, something magical happens. People often start giving you more approval because you no longer seem desperate for it. When you are confident in your own worth, others can sense that confidence and respect it. More importantly, you become free to pursue what actually matters to you instead of what you think will impress others. You can choose work you enjoy instead of work that looks prestigious. You can have relationships based on genuine connection instead of mutual need for validation. Self-validation is a skill that improves with practice. The more you approve of your own efforts, the easier it becomes to continue making efforts. The more you celebrate your own progress, the more motivated you become to keep progressing. The more you trust your own judgment, the better your judgment becomes. Stop looking outside yourself for proof that you are enough. You have always been enough. Start looking inside yourself for the approval you seek. It has been there all along, waiting for you to notice it. Part 9. The Strength of Silence. In a world full of noise, silence has become a superpower. Most people feel they must respond to everything, comment on everything, have an opinion about everything, but wise people know when to speak and when to stay quiet. They understand that silence can be more powerful than words. When someone insults you, your first instinct might be to insult them back. When someone argues with you, you might want to argue harder. When someone tries to provoke you, you might feel you must defend yourself. But often, the strongest response is no response at all. Silence in the face of provocation shows supreme self-control. It demonstrates that you cannot be easily rattled or manipulated. It proves that you do not need to prove anything to anyone. This kind of composure commands respect in ways that arguments never can. Think of silence like a deep well. On the surface, it appears calm and still, but underneath, there are hidden depths. When you choose silence, people wonder what you are thinking. They question their own behavior. They fill the quiet space with their own doubts and second-guessing. Another aspect of mental immunity is developing a strong sense of your own identity. When you know who you are and what you stand for, other people's opinions carry less weight. When you are secure in your own worth, criticism cannot destroy your confidence. When you are clear about your goals, distractions cannot derail you. This identity is built through reflection and experience. Think about your values, what really matters to you. Consider your strengths. What are you naturally good at? Remember your accomplishments. What have you already overcome or achieved? This foundation of self-knowledge becomes armor against external attacks. Mental immunity also requires limiting exposure to toxic influences. Just as you avoid people who are physically sick when your body is vulnerable, you should limit time with people who are mentally toxic when you are building mental strength. This might mean spending less time with complainers, critics, or drama creators while you develop your defenses. As your mental immunity grows stronger, you will notice that fewer things bother you. Comments that used to hurt will seem unimportant. Situations that used to stress you will feel manageable. People who used to intimidate you will lose their power over you. This does not make you emotionless or uncaring. It makes you selective about what you allow to affect you. You can still feel joy, love, and excitement. You can still care about people and causes that matter to you, but you no longer let every negative influence disturb your peace. Building mental immunity is one of the best investments you can make in yourself. It protects your energy, preserves your peace, and allows you to move through life with confidence. When you are mentally immune, you become unstoppable because external circumstances cannot control your internal state. Part 11, The Art of Letting Go. Holding on to hurt, anger, and disappointment is like carrying heavy rocks in your backpack while trying to climb a mountain. The weight slows you down, exhausts your energy, and makes every step harder. Learning to let go is learning to drop those rocks so you can move forward freely. Most people think that holding on to negative feelings protects them somehow. They believe that staying angry keeps them strong. They think that remembering every hurt proves they are not weak. But actually, holding on to these feelings makes them weaker, not stronger. It gives past events power over their present life. Letting go does not mean forgetting or pretending that bad things did not happen. It means choosing not to let those things control your thoughts and emotions anymore. It means deciding that your future matters more than your past. It means taking back your power from people and events that hurt you. This process starts with understanding that holding on to pain only hurts you. The person who wronged you is not suffering because you cannot forgive them. The situation that disappointed you is not changing because you stay upset about it. Your anger and hurt are only poisoning your own peace and happiness. Think of forgiveness like cleaning a wound. If you leave dirt and debris in a cut, it will get infected and cause more pain. But if you clean it out, even though cleaning might hurt for a moment, the wound can heal properly. Letting go of resentment cleans your emotional wounds so they can heal. One way to practice letting go is through understanding. Try to see situations from different perspectives. The person who hurt you might have been acting from their own pain or fear. The disappointing event might have protected you from something worse or redirected you toward something better. This understanding does not excuse wrong behavior, but it can help you release your attachment to anger. Another way to let go is through acceptance. Accept that some people will disappoint you. Accept that life will not always go according to your plans. Accept that you cannot change the past, but you can influence your future. This acceptance brings peace and frees energy for positive action. Gratitude also helps with letting go. Even painful experiences often teach valuable lessons or lead to positive changes. The job you lost might have pushed you toward better opportunities. The relationship that ended might have freed you to find true love. The failure might have taught you skills that led to later success. Physical actions can help with emotional release. Some people write letters expressing their feelings and then burn or tear up the letters. Others imagine placing their hurt and anger into balloons and watching them float away. Some find that vigorous exercise helps them physically release emotional tension. Letting go is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing choice. You might find yourself picking up those heavy rocks again, remembering old hurts and feeling angry about past events. When this happens, gently remind yourself to set the rocks down again. Remember that letting go is a gift you give yourself, not the people who hurt you. You are not excusing their behavior or saying it was okay. You are simply choosing to stop letting their actions control your emotions. You are deciding that your peace is more important than your pain. When you master the art of letting go, you become lighter and freer. Past hurts lose their power to drag you down. You can move through life without the weight of old grievances. You can form new relationships without the fear of being hurt again. You can pursue new goals without the burden of past failures. Part 12, Developing Unshakable Confidence. True confidence is not loud or boastful. It does not need to prove itself to anyone. Real confidence is quiet, steady, and unshakable. It comes from deep self-knowledge and cannot be destroyed by external circumstances. Many people confuse confidence with arrogance, but they are completely different. Arrogance comes from insecurity and needs constant validation from others. Confidence comes from inner strength and needs nothing from outside sources. Arrogant people talk about what they are going to do. Confident people quietly do what needs to be done. Unshakable confidence is built on 3 foundations: self-awareness, competence, and acceptance. Self-awareness means knowing your strengths and weaknesses honestly. Competence means developing real skills through practice and experience. Acceptance means being okay with yourself while still working to improve. Self-awareness requires looking at yourself honestly without judgment. What are you naturally good at? What areas need improvement? What are your true values and priorities? Most people either think too highly of themselves or too poorly. But true confidence comes from seeing yourself clearly and accepting what you see. Competence builds confidence through achievement. Every skill you master, every challenge you overcome, every goal you reach adds to your inner strength. But this only works if you acknowledge your accomplishments. Many people achieve things and immediately focus on the next challenge without celebrating their progress. The key is to focus on effort and improvement rather than just results. You can control how hard you work and how much you learn. You cannot always control whether you win or lose. When your confidence is based on effort, external failures cannot destroy it because you know you gave your best. Acceptance is perhaps the most difficult foundation of confidence. It means being okay with your imperfections while working to improve them. It means not needing to be perfect to feel good about yourself. It means understanding that everyone has flaws and that having flaws does not make you less valuable. Confident people are comfortable with uncertainty because they trust their ability to handle whatever comes. They do not need guarantees before taking action. They do not need to know exactly how things will turn out. They believe in their capacity to adapt, learn, and overcome challenges. This confidence shows in how you carry yourself. You walk with good posture because you respect yourself. You speak clearly because you believe your thoughts matter. You make eye contact because you are not afraid of being seen. You take up appropriate space because you know you belong. Unshakable confidence also means being comfortable with being disliked. Not everyone will appreciate your personality, agree with your choices, or support your goals. Confident people understand this and do not try to please everyone. They would rather be authentically themselves and be disliked by some than be fake and be liked by many. Building this confidence takes time and practice. Start by keeping promises to yourself. If you say you will exercise, do it. If you plan to read a book, finish it. If you set a goal, work toward it. Each kept promise builds trust with yourself, and self-trust is the foundation of confidence. Also, practice speaking up for yourself in small situations. Express your preferences when choosing restaurants. Share your opinions in conversations. Ask for what you need instead of hoping others will guess. These small acts of self-advocacy build the courage for bigger moments. Remember, confidence is not about thinking you are better than others. It is about knowing you are worthy of respect, love, and success. It is about believing in your ability to handle life's challenges. It is about trusting yourself to make good decisions and learn from mistakes. When you develop unshakable confidence, criticism cannot destroy you because you know your own worth. Failure cannot defeat you because you understand it is part of learning. Other people's success cannot diminish you because you are focused on your own journey. Part 13, the power of personal boundaries. Boundaries are invisible lines that protect your energy, time, and peace. They define what you will and will not accept from others. Most people have weak boundaries or no boundaries at all. They let others take advantage of their kindness, demand too much of their time, or treat them with disrespect. But you can learn to set strong, healthy boundaries that protect your well-being without being mean or selfish. Good boundaries actually improve your relationships because they create clear expectations and prevent resentment from building up. Physical boundaries are the easiest to understand. You do not let strangers touch you inappropriately. You lock your doors to keep unwanted visitors out. You do not lend valuable possessions to people who are careless with them. These boundaries protect your body and belongings. Emotional boundaries are harder to see but just as important. You do not have to absorb other people's emotions. You do not have to fix other people's problems. You do not have to accept verbal abuse or manipulation. You can care about someone without taking responsibility for their feelings or choices. Time boundaries protect your schedule and priorities. You do not have to say yes to every request for your time. You do not have to attend every social event you're invited to. You do not have to work extra hours just because your boss asks. You can choose how to spend your time based on your own goals and values. Mental boundaries protect your thoughts and beliefs. You do not have to listen to constant complaining or negativity. You do not have to engage in arguments about topics that do not matter to you. You do not have to accept other people's opinions about your life choices. Setting boundaries often feels uncomfortable at first, especially if you have been a people pleaser. You might worry that others will be angry or disappointed. You might feel guilty for saying no. But remember, you are not responsible for managing other people's emotions. You are only responsible for being honest and respectful in your communication. The key to setting good boundaries is being clear and consistent. Do not hint or make vague statements. Say exactly what you mean in simple, direct language. I cannot work late tonight is better than I am pretty busy this evening. Clear communication prevents misunderstandings and makes your boundaries harder to ignore. You also must be willing to enforce your boundaries. If someone continues to cross a line after you have asked them to stop, there must be consequences. This might mean ending a conversation, leaving a situation, or limiting contact with that person. Boundaries without enforcement are just suggestions. Good boundaries are not walls that keep everyone out. They are gates that you control. You can open the gate for people who treat you with respect and close it for those who do not. You can adjust your boundaries based on the relationship and the situation. Some people will test your boundaries to see if you really mean what you say. They might push harder when you first start setting limits. This is normal. Stay firm and consistent. Most people will eventually respect your boundaries once they see you are serious about maintaining them. Setting boundaries is not selfish, it is self-care. When you protect your energy and well-being, you have more to give to the people and causes that truly matter to you. When you prevent resentment from building up, you can maintain healthier relationships. When you honor your own needs, you model healthy behavior for others. Remember, you teach people how to treat you by what you accept. If you accept disrespect, you will get more disrespect. If you accept being taken advantage of, people will continue to take advantage. But if you consistently maintain healthy boundaries, people will learn to treat you better. Strong boundaries make you harder to manipulate, exploit, or overwhelm. They protect your peace and preserve your energy for what matters most. They allow you to be generous from choice rather than obligation. When you master the power of personal boundaries, you become much harder to shake or control. Part 14, Mastering Your Inner Voice. Inside your mind, there is a voice that comments on everything that happens. For most people, this voice is not very kind. It criticizes, worries, complains, and predicts disaster. But you can learn to change this inner voice from a critic into a coach, from an enemy into an ally. This inner voice has tremendous power over your life because you hear it all day, every day. If it constantly tells you that you are not good enough, you will start to believe it. If it always expects the worst, you will live in fear. If it focuses on problems, you will feel overwhelmed. But if you can train it to be encouraging and helpful, it becomes your greatest supporter. Most people never realize they can change their inner voice. They think the thoughts in their head are just facts they must accept. But thoughts are not facts, they are habits, and like any habit, they can be changed with awareness and practice. The first step is becoming aware of what your inner voice actually says. Most of the time, this voice runs like background music. You hear it, but you are not really listening. Start paying attention. Notice when your inner voice is being critical, fearful, or negative. Common patterns of negative inner voices include predicting failure before you try something new, focusing on what could go wrong instead of what could go right, comparing you unfavorably to other people, remembering past mistakes and using them to predict future failures, and criticizing your appearance, abilities, or worth. Once you become aware of these patterns, you can start to challenge them. When your inner voice says you will probably fail at this, you can respond with, I might succeed if I try my best. When it says, everyone else is better than you, you can reply with, everyone has different strengths, and mine are valuable too. This is not about lying to yourself or pretending everything is perfect. It is about being fair and balanced in your self-talk. You can acknowledge challenges while still believing in your ability to handle them. You can recognize weaknesses while also celebrating strengths. Practice speaking to yourself like you would speak to a good friend. Would you tell a friend they are stupid for making a mistake? Would you constantly point out their flaws? Would you predict failure for their new ventures? Probably not. You would be encouraging, supportive, and helpful. You deserve the same kindness from yourself. Replace harsh criticism with gentle guidance. Instead of, I am so lazy for not exercising, try, I can make a better choice tomorrow. Instead of, I always mess everything up, try, I made a mistake and I can learn from it. Instead of, I will never be successful, try, success takes time and I'm making progress. Your inner voice should become your biggest cheerleader, not your harshest critic. It should remind you of your past successes when you face new challenges. It should encourage you to keep trying when things get difficult. It should help you focus on solutions instead of dwelling on problems. This transformation takes time and patience. You have probably been listening to negative self-talk for years, so it will not change overnight. But every time you catch yourself being self-critical and choose to be self-compassionate instead, you make progress. The goal is to create an inner voice that supports your growth and happiness, a voice that says you can handle this when faced with challenges, a voice that says you are learning and improving when you make mistakes, a voice that says you deserve good things when opportunities arise. When your inner voice becomes your ally, you become much stronger and more resilient. External criticism has less power because you are not already criticizing yourself. Setbacks feel less devastating because your inner voice reminds you that they are temporary. Challenges seem more manageable because you have a supportive voice cheering you on. Part 16, Building Resistance to Criticism. Criticism is like weather. It is going to happen whether you like it or not. You cannot stop people from having opinions about your choices, your appearance, your work, or your life. But you can build resistance to criticism so that it does not damage your confidence or derail your progress. The first step is understanding the difference between constructive criticism and destructive criticism. Constructive criticism comes from people who care about your success and want to help you improve. It is specific, helpful, and delivered with kindness. Destructive criticism comes from people who want to tear you down, either because they are hurting inside or because they see you as competition. Constructive criticism might sound like, have you considered trying this approach instead? It might be more effective. Destructive criticism sounds like, you are terrible at this and should just give up. Learning to recognize the difference helps you decide which feedback to accept and which to ignore. Even constructive criticism can sting at first. No one enjoys being told they made a mistake or could do better, but this temporary discomfort is often the price of growth. The people who care enough to give you honest feedback are doing you a favor, even if it does not feel good in the moment. When someone offers criticism, resist the urge to defend yourself immediately. Instead, listen carefully to what they are saying. Ask clarifying questions if you do not understand. Thank them for their perspective, even if you do not agree with it. This response shows maturity and often leads to more helpful conversations. For destructive criticism, the best approach is usually to ignore it completely. Do not waste energy defending yourself against people who have already decided to dislike you. Do not try to change the minds of people who are determined to find fault. Do not let the opinions of people who do not know you well affect how you feel about yourself. Remember that criticism often says more about the critic than about you. People who are happy and secure do not usually spend time tearing others down. People who are successful and fulfilled do not typically feel the need to criticize others harshly. When someone attacks you unfairly, they are often revealing their own pain or insecurity. You can also build resistance by developing a strong sense of your own worth that does not depend on other people's approval. When you know your own value, criticism cannot destroy your confidence. When you are clear about your goals and values, other people's opinions carry less weight. Practice separating your identity from your performance. You are not your work, your appearance, your mistakes, or your achievements. You are a valuable person regardless of how well you do any particular thing. This separation helps criticism sting less because it is not an attack on your fundamental worth. Build a collection of positive feedback to balance the negative. Keep cards, notes, or messages from people who have appreciated your efforts. Remember compliments you have received and accomplishments you have achieved. When criticism threatens to overwhelm you, remind yourself of evidence that you are capable and valuable. Sometimes criticism is completely accurate, and that is okay too. Making mistakes does not make you worthless, it makes you human. Learning that you have areas for improvement is not a disaster, it is an opportunity. Being imperfect does not disqualify you from success, it qualifies you for growth. Develop the ability to extract useful information from criticism while rejecting the emotional attack. Someone might say, "You are lazy and will never amount to anything." The emotional attack is lazy and will never amount to anything. But buried in there might be useful information that you could benefit from being more proactive or organized. When you build strong resistance to criticism, you become much harder to control or manipulate. People cannot use your fear of their disapproval to make you do what they want. You can make decisions based on your own judgment rather than trying to avoid criticism from others. Remember, everyone gets criticized. Every successful person, every leader, every innovator has faced harsh judgment from others. The difference is that they did not let criticism stop them from pursuing their goals. They used it as fuel for improvement or ignored it completely and kept moving forward. Part 17. The Art of Selective Caring. Caring about everything is a recipe for exhaustion and misery. There are infinite problems in the world, unlimited injustices to be angry about, and countless people who need help. If you try to care deeply about all of it, you will burn out quickly and help no one effectively. The secret is learning to care selectively. Choose a few things that truly matter to you and care deeply about those. Let the rest go. This does not make you cold or uncaring. It makes you focused and effective. It allows you to make a real difference in the areas that align with your values and abilities. Think of your caring capacity like a bank account. Every concern withdraws energy. Every worry spends emotional currency. Every cause you support requires an investment of time and attention. If you spread these resources too thin, you will go bankrupt emotionally and help nothing meaningfully. But if you concentrate your caring on a few important areas, you can make substantial investments that create real change. You can become knowledgeable about issues that matter to you. You can develop skills that help you contribute effectively. You can build relationships with others who share your concerns. This selective approach requires saying no to many good causes to say yes to the best ones for you. It means accepting that you cannot solve every problem or help every person who needs assistance. It means being comfortable with the fact that others might judge you for not caring about their favorite issues. Start by identifying your core values. What principles guide your life? What injustices make you truly angry? What problems do you feel personally called to address? These areas deserve your deep caring and active involvement. Everything else can receive your compassion.